This is Jay High from Couch and Keyboard back at it, and here I am trying to do another Smash player profile. And one thing that I have noticed is that there's been a little bit of lack of the bird. Falco, one of the most beloved characters, depending on who you ask, in Melee, has a bit of a shortage right now. And I think that one of the biggest places to look for that is Tri-State. Now, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania are all pretty populated and have a lot of tournaments, a lot of players. And it used to be known that there was a lot of Falcos up there. Like, there's all these Falcos that just shoot the gun all the time and are really, really annoying to play. And it's just something you have to, like, Tri-State Falco was kind of mentioned a lot. But if you look at recent Tri-State rankings and tournaments and stuff, you don't see that many Falcos. I mean, look here, the most two recent New York Power Rankings, or two of the more recent ones, you did have no Falcos 2025, no Falcos here. You had Lewis in 2023. Brad, Tribe, FF, like these are not the Asian one. These are not very well known players, and yeah, they show up here and there, but the past few years, you haven't really seen many Falcos hardly at all. You also have Philadelphia, in the main part of Pennsylvania. See a lot of Mars, don't see that many Falcos. Young Neil has a Falco secondary, I guess. Fudge sometimes, Fudge is all right. But you don't see that many Falcos. But our final remaining state in Tri-State is New Jersey. Now, I remember during the COVID days, Ludwig was hosting some online tournaments. And I saw this one set of players that were unranked and could qualify into a bigger online tournament. And it was Kim versus 404 Cray. Now, there's a lot of casuals in the audience for Ludwig and all this kind of stuff. It was Run a Rumble, which is run by Homemade Waffles, Brandon. And it was really interesting to see these two play. I think that Kim has gotten a lot of attention recently in terms of consistently being pretty good. Saw the Fox Ditto, top 25 over and over. And won this set. But, I mean, game 2 of this set is pretty cool. 404 Cray definitely went off. And aside from his tag being hard to pronounce quickly, 404 Cray is usually how I have to enunciate it. There you go. I was really impressed by some of the gameplay. I was like, here's a Falco I've never heard of before. You have all these institutions of Falco. You have Mango, Magi, Ginger, PPMD, Zoo, West Balls. You have all these Falcos, Bobby Big Balls, and it's rare to see a Falco that can move that well that you haven't heard of. And so let's get into 404 Cray. Now, currently the number one in New Jersey, more known for having a lot of sets across Tri-State. I wouldn't say he necessarily stays in New Jersey like some players, but has accumulated a lot of wins. If we go back to the beginning of his career, started in 2017, so been playing a while. Usually takes a few years, especially early on, to start getting wins. But in his second year of play, got a win on J-Flex. Atomisk, more known for playing King DDD, was a pretty good puff at the time, and doing pretty well here at one of his first tournaments. This was not very far into his career. So in the pre-Slippy days, pretty impressive to have that quick of a turnaround. Also at a weekly, beat Wally and J-Flex back to back. Pretty impressive. Did lose to some peaches, but that happens. And consistently started doing pretty good. We have kind of the COVID era, so obviously there's going to be, I'm using offline results. So did some online stuff, as we saw earlier. But yeah, entered a ton. Some good, some not so good. And then we get to this tournament, which was probably his first win, at least notable win. So starts off beating Hoborg, Mott Money, Slox, Wally, lost the first set of grands, then won second set of grands. Now, Wally had like beaten Zane pretty recently from this. Like this is a pretty and different matchup, but like these are some good players. And 404 Cray using Falco was able to win this bracket. And Tri-State Weeklies are no joke. Like even if it wasn't that big in terms of like entrants, 36, you have some bigger ones. Like it's impressive. And then we also have I would say probably more impressive win pretty soon after. We have Nightclub Season 2 finale, and lost early to Slox, but then beat JoJo, Kada, J-Flex, and Slox twice. Pretty crazy losers run. Considering like a lot of times it is pretty challenging to string them all together. You know, you have a bracket demon, it's tough. And you can argue good bracket with a bunch of Foxes, Falcon, and a Sheik thrown in there that he's beaten before, but still doing pretty good. And 33rd Genesis, not too bad. Creed, this is a tournament series that has become very important for 404 Cray. Here doing pretty good. Beat Wally 3-0. Did lose to Toussaint, but beat Kim and barely lost to Crike. That's a big thing, getting that Kim win after their pretty highly viewed set online, and doing pretty solid. 9th at No Johns, doing okay. 25th at Apex, that's fine. 65th at Genesis, not doing so great, but stuck in there. 25th at Collision, nothing too crazy. Kind of did what he was supposed to there. And then we have Creed 2, and did lose to some Marths here. But, just kept at it. And Marth sometimes is going to do it to Falco. As a Marth main, I've done it to some Falcos in the past. And, stuck with it. Entered a ton. 173 offline events. And most of them in short amount of time. The Function 3. Function is known to have a lot of upsets in their brackets. There's no exception. Beat Fiction. And I think the Falco did it. That's what it says here at least. Pretty good. And then we have Failsafe Winter. This was crazy. Didn't win the bracket, got second. But look at all these numbers. Lost to Crudo in semifinals, that's fine. Also had beaten B-Bats. Some of these things are out of order sometimes. But 3-0'd B-Bats in quarters, pretty good. Lost to Crudo. Beat Bond. 3-0'd B-Bats in the runbacks. Beat Wally. Beat Crudo in set 1 of Grand Finals and lost in the second set. Pretty good. I mean, that shows that not a single Fox in his path, and sometimes these are considered to be Falco killers with floaties. Like sometimes a Falco just kind of gets outstalled and the Falco runs in and loses. I think back to Fiction versus Axe, where it's like a 20-minute set and then Axe just tail spikes him at 20. It's okay, good games. Sometimes it's a real test of patience, and 404 Cray really strung together a lot of good wins here. 33rd Genesis, kind of hanging in there. We look at some of these rankings, 89, 92. 2024 turned it around, got some of those good wins and got top 50. And here we can see some of these good runs here. Now this one not so hot, lost to some Ice Climbers, lost to Trail and Beckvin, did beat Calvar, not too bad, but Marths are going to happen. Or excuse me, not Marths. Got the win on Marth. Ice Climbers, sometimes you get grabbed to the edge. And that's tough. But kept going. Started traveling more to West Coast. Went to Verdugo, Mango in Progress, and Pass House all in this week. And, didn't really get a ton of good wins here. But look at this Creed performance. I mentioned Creed earlier. Got a slug win and a juice box win right after. Did lose a slug in the run back. Lost to Aklo, but still very good. Showing some improvement in the Ice Climber matchup pretty soon after. So pretty impressive there. And, we keep entering, some highs, some lows. 33rd Supernova, doing okay. Lost to Hungry Box, that happens. Lost to Doc Lob. Doc Lob's pretty solid. And just keep seeing hey, sometimes events don't go too hot. But you put your head down and you keep going, and tipped off, not too great. And then right after goes to Garden Brawl and then loses to MVVA players Eve and Seven. Pretty high upsets here. He was a 2 seed and he lost to 2 non-top 8 players. Not great. All right, he's not having a good year so far. Creed 4 beats Kevbot, J-Mook, Max, Aklo, and Slug. That's crazy. Like, that is insane. What a run. Now, J-Mook, very upsettable player. I get it. But, like, beating Foxes, Sheiks, and Ice Climbers, which he has had problems with in the past, I mean, this was incredible. Like, J-Mook has a lot of Falco wins. Like, I know he's lost to Ginger and Magi, and like yeah, Falco can get him in sometimes, Mango, but like J-Mook has beaten a lot of those players as well. 3-0ing Aklo. Aklo, pretty good. Slug. Now, Slug wasn't quite as good as he was in 2022, but Slug is still good. Like, getting to winner side of Grands as the 14th seed, pretty insane. Like, this was a really, really important performance for 404 Cray. Like, if you see someone you're not familiar with in winner side of Grands over 4 players you know, wake up. We got some new players on the horizon. And, yeah. And then Collision didn't get a ton of upsets, but got a Salt win. Now, Falco Falcons, some people think Laser just wins the game for you, but that's not always the case. Salt is pretty good against Falcon. Like, some players do very well in the matchup. Like, I think that 404 Cray, this was a very impressive win. Because for the summer top 10, Salt was on it. 7th seed here. Got number 15, kind of fell off a little bit in the end of the year. But Salt was ranked above Wizrobe at this time for the half year. Very, very solid. And, you know, things don't always stay as hot as they could be. Gets ranked top 30 for both the summer and the end of the year, 29 and 30. Does lose some Peaches. Now, Peach is a very common matchup. You have Wally, you have Ryobeat, you have B-Bats. And, like, there's a lot of Peaches in the Tri-State area. Sometimes Laud is there. So this was, you know, not too great. I think 404 Cray did beat Triff at a pre-local. I don't know if you want to count that or not. Losing to Maybe isn't great, but Maybe's also improving decently well. And so, even though hasn't had the strongest year so far, very, very solid. And I think that 404 Cray definitely, being Tri-State's main Falco right now, and just accumulating a lot of wins. We see a lot of Peach wins here just from the experience, and got that trip win at pre-local. You don't want to consider it very much, that's fine. Did beat SDJ at a local. The head-to-head all-time is not great, but, you know, just getting one set against a top 10 player, even if it's not the biggest bracket. I mean, so the Climb 15, 18 entrants. Not that crazy. Below them, I mean, Freezus is okay. Like, top 10, or excuse me, top 100. Drunk, the doubles enterer himself. But, yeah, it's like, you know, nothing too crazy, but SCD's not putting out his controller and not trying. Like, the ability to get this set win in a matchup that's historically people switch to switch off of Falco to Fox. And, you know, getting a Crudo win here, like, showing that even a few swooper wins. Like, I think 404 Cray definitely has a lot of potential to string together a good run. Now, this run was local. Creed was pretty close to where 404 Cray is. Creed is a Pennsylvania event. New Jersey, not that far. We've yet to see 404 Cray do a crazy travel run. So that's a test of a top player, how you do in a road game, how you do away from kind of your home turf. So that'll be seen, hopefully. I want to see 404 Cray more. Yeah, I think it's cool to have Falcos in different pockets. I remember Forward was a Falco that traveled the country very early in Melee's meta and started to pick up all these stylistic things. Because Falco is one of the most unique characters. Yeah, you can laser spam. Yeah, you can retreating dare. Yeah, you can, you know, do all this lame stuff. But Falco has so much potential to be creative. And I think it's cool that, there's a few different stylistic things. Like Spaceys are one of the few characters that I feel like you are going to be stylish just with how you put your gameplay together. Like, yeah, some might seem a little bit like lamer than others, but there's going to be differences. And I think while some are starting to be a little bit more uniform, Falco is a character that allows you to be creative. And top 30, I don't think that's going to. I think 4 Cray is going to stay in the top 50. Maybe even stay in this like top 25, 30 range. I think just, needs to have those opportunities. Collision, Creed, like those are brackets that 4 Cray has a lot of access to because they're right there. And Tri-State, good place to be, and we see a lot of opportunities. So I'm curious to see how 4 Cray will do. I love seeing the bird back in action, and I'm rooting for him.